Okay. Yeah, I started because my son challenged me. He said I was too old, too fat, and too sick to ride a bike. And I was on crutches, and I weighed 250 pounds, and I had a 34-inch waist. And when he said that, I said, "No, I'm not going to ride my bike again. I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee at the original Starbucks." And before I left, he managed to, and I decided I was going to do it. And before I left him, it stretched out. So not only was I going to go to Starbucks, I was going to hit both borders and both oceans before I got the cup of coffee. And so it turned out to be 8,900 miles.
Wow.
And it was a blast. I loved it so much. When I was sitting there drinking the coffee and I was getting ready to go catch the train back to Boston, I had a train ticket in my hand and I called Ben and rubbed it in his face. And the last 7.5 months were the greatest time of my life. I've never been happier or healthier. And I took that ticket and I rolled it up and I stuck it in that coffee cup and I tossed it in the trash on the way out the door, and I haven't quit riding since.
Sweet, man.
Yeah. Now I'm being forced now to make some changes because I have really bad knees. That's why I was on crutches.
Yeah.
I have no ACLs. I have no meniscus or cartilage. And I have arthritic spurs.
Yeah.
And I need knee replacements is what I need. I needed them 8 years ago when I started. So you can imagine how bad they are now.
Yeah, you got some stuff going on.
But I have seizures too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've had 2 on the bike. One of them got me a helicopter ride.
Well,
I don't remember the helicopter ride, but I got a helicopter ride. I got the bill for it.
Like seizure on the bike, fall off into the road, like what?
That's what happened one time. I was going down a mountain doing about 35 miles an hour or better. The lady said that I passed her and she was doing 30 when I passed her. And so the deputies figured I had been doing 35 to 40 miles an hour. Wow. I have no clue how. I was going downhill and I was trying to benchmark the hill.
Yeah.
I was trying to see how fast I could do the hill to make it a standard for that. I was in the Santa Cruz Mountains. And I benchmark hills when I'm staying in an area for a while to see how fast I can put up and down and stuff. I call it benchmarking. Yeah. And I was going down the hill and I passed in this here one car, and that was the last thing I remember. Passing that car.
Do you have like a
ARIS? Yeah.
Is there like did they diagnose you?
Yeah. I got hit in the head. I've been hit in the head many a times. I've actually been hit in the head so many times. One of my neurologists threatened to turn me over to the Guinness Book of World Records. And I've been knocked out 12 times.
Damn. Why? Just random different...
Life,
yeah, I hear that.
I love it. I am not afraid to die.
Hey, I'm with you on that, I think.
Everybody has to die.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to live as long as I could, but that's not up to me. You know, what's up to me is how I'm going to live now.
Yeah.
You know, now I can either have a great life or I can have a shitty life. You know, I'm going to have the great life. You know, I mean, geez, I got a choice. You know, you always got a choice before you get mad and before you get upset, before you get sad. You always got a choice. You know, I'm taking the choice, and if it kills me, it kills me. You know, at least I took the choice and went out with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
When I go, I want to be on my bike riding down the road. I want that son of a bitch doing 80, and I want him to have some karma coming to him. I don't want to get an innocent person there. I want something real guilty son of a bitch.
What a man.
It's been a blast.
How long have you been doing this for?
8 years. I left Boston August 9th of 2002. I got to Seattle my first time, tax day of 2003, after 8,900 miles. And since then, I've been riding up and down the coast and cutting inland a couple of times. I went to Tempe once. Went in. I did as high on Mount Whitney as they'd let me go. I went up as high on Mount Shasta as they'd let me go, and we went up to about 6,000 feet on Mount Rainier. And
wow, man.
And I love doing it. It's fun. You know, I can leave whenever I want. I can stay as long as I want when I go someplace. You know, I'll sit there, and every year now since I got to Seattle, I've gone up and down the West Coast at least once and usually twice every year.
A year.
Yeah, the last year I only did it once, and it took me almost a whole year to do it because of the I got hit by a car down in San Luis Obispo. And when they hit me, it just that's why I can't. I'm having to make some, you know, after the car hit me and everything like that, and I was sitting there traveling around. It was taking me what would have normally taken me 3 months going up north and back down again. It took me almost a whole year. You know.
Hi, how are you?
Not making the mountains.
How's everything with
you know.
Good.
I hit the hills, and as soon as I hit the hills, even with the bike unloaded,
really well.
because of my knees, I walk up most hills.
Yeah.
You know, and my bike weighs 210 pounds.
Can we go check your bike out for
Yeah.
the... Sweet, man.
This is the greatest bike east or west of the Mississippi. We check both sides.
All right.
It's a Huffy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it says so. See, this is my ingenious little trailer hitch because this is a Surly Big Dummy.
Yeah.
And a bob trailer, and the bob trailer won't go up over the frame.
Huh.
So I had to have a third axle. I sat there and had a guy weld these on for me. I can't weld because of my eyes, because of my seizures. So I had him weld these here 2 tabs. He made these 2 tabs, welded them on, and then I put the axle in it. And then I just took the trailer up to that.
Dude, that's genius.
And, well, it does cause some problems because it sticks out so far behind the rear, and the wheel pivots here. When you're going downhill real fast,
Yeah.
don't do it. Hit the curve. This here throws the trailer.
Oh, okay.
And one of 2 things, either the trailer's going to push you over, or the trailer's going to go into a whiplash. It did it on me once. It went into a whiplash. It went into the guardrail and hung up on the guardrail. The whole bike, I'm doing like 30 miles an hour. The whole bike comes to a complete stop. I go flying off the seat and I fly right into the head tube. I could have beat an opera singer on the soprano. You should have heard me right there. Ah! Well, those are my buckets. I always write stuff on them.
What else we got? One less RV.
And got parking. And this here's where I keep my food, so it says bike fuel only on this side. This is where my food goes. See, the bicycle uses the internal digestive engine. This thing here uses the infernal combustion engine. And when you buy, they both use fuel. When you buy fuel for the infernal combustion engine, you're giving a nickel to Dick Cheney and a nickel to Osman bin Laden. Osman bin Laden's going to go out and buy bullets and dynamite so he can shoot you and blow you up. Dick Cheney's going to go out and buy a new heel for his cowboy boot so he can grind your head into the ground before he lets Osman shoot you and blow you up. But when you buy fuel for the internal digestive engine, you're giving it some guy who smiles and plays in the dirt.
I want to get a close-up of the internal digestive engine.
Who would you rather give your nickels to?
Man, yeah, for sure.
You know? And so that's bike fuel.
Tell me the story about what you told me with the gentleman that you helped out in the wheelchair.
Oh, he wasn't a gentleman. He was a kid. He was like, well, he's actually 25, but he's got brain damage. He was strangled by his mother at 6 years old. And so he acts like a 14-year-old. One time he got a girl sat on his lap, and lifted up her shirt and let him suck her tit. And I wasn't there when I came in about 20 minutes after it happened, and Dustin's sitting there. Bill, she let me suck her tit. It was like a 14-year-old, you know,
right.
Or a 12-year-old, you know, but he's 25. And he was in a wheelchair, and some tweaker was robbing him for a cell phone and trying to get his weed and stuff. And I seen it happening, and so I went flying over on the bike and I slammed into him. And both the antlers missed him, but Happy Crappy here. He's a crappy little clown, but he's happy, so he gets to sit up front and lead the way. Got him right between the nose and the lip right there, and drew blood on him. And yeah, that was one sad tweaker.
Dude, rock on for being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. For some reason, I seem to end up at the right place at the right time a lot of times. I don't know what it is, but
Do you have sponsors or anything, or is this all?
I sponsor.
It's all you. It's all you.
Yeah, I say I sponsor because I do it reverse. Instead of having people give me money for traveling around, I give away half of everything I earn, of everything I get. And I used to do it as I started out as the nugget fairy.
Huh.
And I'd pass hot nuggets to people. I'd buy $420 worth of nugget each month and go around passing it out. You know, one nugget at a time, indiscriminately, no strings attached. And then I started studying to be a Buddhist. And I was thinking about being a Buddhist monk. And but I realized that when I became the nugget fairy, I'd already taken several of the vows that the monks take. I mean, I took a vow to poverty. I would never be rich again. I don't want to be rich again. I'm never happy when I got money. And taken a vow not to hurt anybody or anything. It's now to the point where I can't even. To me, the tree is just as much a sentient being as we are. You know, I mean, it protects itself. It tries to live. It tries to get as much sunshine. It's even greedy. He will sit there and block out other plants and starve them to get the sunshine himself. He'll sit there and make more and more leaves. So the tree is even greedy, just like humans or dogs, or, you know, we're all greedy.
Yeah.
We're life. Life is greedy. That's how life stays alive. And so I now consider everything a living thing, and I don't unnecessarily harm anything that I don't have to. I mean, there's times you have to harm, and I'm willing, you know, if I have to, I will. I'll do whatever harm is necessary, but only that. I won't go out of my way.
Right.
And that was one I took a long time ago. I wouldn't. By the time I became a Buddhist, I already wouldn't slap a mosquito.
Right on.
I'm the guy who sits there and picks wood ticks off me and put them back on the bush and says, "Better luck on your next customer." Everybody else draws and quarters them, you know, rips them, or they burn them at the stake or at the fingernails anyway. You know what I mean? I sit there and put them back on the bush and tell them to have better luck with the next customer. And,
man, you're a cool dude, man. What's this thing?
That's my air pump.
Oh,
it's a nice little one. It's got it's got a hose on it, so it's just like a floor pump. But it's got both the Schrader and the Presto. You just flip this earpiece around, you pull it out here. But you can, you don't have to put all the pressure on your valve stem trying to pump it up like you do with the frame pumps.
Right.
Because you stick that on the valve and then you just got the little piece right there. And then it's got the inline tire pressure gauge, which I really don't trust. I trust my fingers more than I trust any tire pressure gauge anymore.
I've never even seen one like that.
It was a new one when I got it, about a year ago or so. Sometime within the last 2 years. There's not much on the bike. I never managed to keep anything for more than 2 years on the bike, generally, except for, you know, seats. I got the leather seats. This one here's a Brooks, but before this I had a Fuji.
Yeah.
A Fuji built, and it was a leather. And that one there lasted me 5 years. And so I'm hoping that I get the same amount, you know. So it actually makes it cheaper because everybody, oh man, those Brooks saddles are so expensive. But if the fucking thing's gonna last you 4 years, those soft squishy seats, they don't even last me 6 months.
Yeah.
And they cost $60.
Yeah.
So that means $120 a year. So in 4 years, that would be $480.
Yeah.
$150 for 4 years versus which one's cheaper?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Long-term thinking.
Yeah. Well, you got to on the bike because, you know, everything goes so quickly. And bikes are so expensive. Your bike shops and everything like that, they charge twice what they mark it up 100%.
Yeah, they do.
I know. I seen the cat. I've done a lot of work with like bike kitchens and bike churches and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen the catalog where they order from, and I know what they're paying.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. And so, like with my tires, I get the Armadillos because I get the most mileage and the best protection out of them. They got the full Kevlar wrap.
Yeah.
So it gives me, most nuisance flats, like thorns or pieces of glass or stuff like that. Things still get through it. Nothing will stop a sheetrock screw.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And nothing will stop a sheetrock screw.
Dude, I've gotten drilled when I did construction in Hawaii. I got myself with a sheetrock.
Oh, I did.
Oh.
When I was I've been having seizures since '95, and I'd been having seizures for a while, and I was doing some under the table work for this here guy.
Yeah.
And I was screwing down. He had an attic that he wanted floored. It didn't have no floor on it, just the joist.
Yeah, yeah.
And the insulation, and he wanted the floor put up there. And so I had to take all these pieces of plywood up there and screw them down. And I'm sitting there just going along, screwing them down with the screw gun, Slip a screw in, boom, slip a screw in, boom. And I seized. And right into the knee, I ran the sheetrock. Ah!
Dude.
I didn't feel it going in. But after the seizure, I found the sheetrock screw, the knee hurt like hell. And oh shit, there's a sheetrock screw in there, so I had to take it out.
Wow, dude.
Go to the doctor, folks.
I have a question for you. The goal of my ride is I'm pedaling for peace. From your wisdom, what would you suggest would be the best way I could make that happen from the back of a bicycle? Because I'm really torn with it these days, because I'm getting a lot of people telling me I'm crazy and whatnot. From what you
ever
know.
hear of a group called superheroes.com?
No.
Peace lovers on bicycles.
Superheroes.com.
Yeah. It's a great site to go to. They might be able to sit there and give you some ideas on that. They go around, riding around, just doing things for to help people, to be nice to people, to show people that it's cool to be courteous.
Huh.
I'm not one of them. Although you think I was if you read their webpage. Yeah, you think, hey, yeah. You got web on that?
Yeah, man, I do.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's a
all right. Yeah, no, for sure I will.
It's a great little site. And there's another one, a good one, where if you want to read about other people's blogs.
Hey, brother. Aloha.
If you want to read about other people's blogs and their rides and check out their bikes and stuff, there's one called Crazy Guy on a Bike.
I know that one. Yeah, that's a great one.
And that's got some good information on it for, as far as reviews and stuff go, You get to sit there and read what the guys are saying that, yeah, I got one of them in it,
Yeah.
And our other guy, yeah, man, go for it. It's great. I got one, and you get to read that. And it helps you out a lot. Helps you,
Any wisdom?
Any wisdom?
You've been traveling for
Attitude.
8.5 years.
Attitude.
Attitude.
Yeah, you got to have the right attitude. You got to be happy. I mean, why are you in life? What do you want out of life? You want to be happy. Everybody does. People out there trying to make $1 million so that they can buy everything that'll make them happy. My son told me that one day. Yeah, Dad, with all that money, I can buy the stuff that'll make me happy. No, you can't. And he found that out the hard way when I couldn't rub it in his face. He was 17 at the time, and him and his girlfriend were about to get busted for having sex, for being sexually active by her mother. And so the girl decided that she'd tell her mother before her mother found out from a third party. And Benjamin decided he'd be a man, which really surprised me, because most guys at that point, been great, babe, adios, stage left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And but Benjamin, no, I'm going to be there by her side when she tells her mommy, because he got himself beat up by the brothers. The father had to direct, but Benjamin could have beat him back. He's got a black belt in Taekwondo, and he's good.
All right.
He fractured my skull once.
That's good.
And it was an accident, but he's good. He's good, and he didn't fight back or nothing like that. So he took a little bit of a beating from those two boys until the father sat there and drug him off. But about a year after, not even a year, about 8-9 months after, the mother grounded Allie and forbid Benjamin and Allie from ever seeing each other again. I was having dinner. It was Ben's birthday, and I was having dinner with him at a restaurant. We were talking. I'd give everything. I'd give all my money. I'd give all my jewelry. I'd even give up my Rolex watch just to be with Allie, just to be able to see Allie again. And I says, well, did you offer it to her mother? He goes, no, she wouldn't accept it if I did. And at that point, I wanted to sit there and say, money can't buy you everything, you know? But I didn't rub it in. He was hurt bad enough by it.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, money can't. I mean, I used to make good money before I got hit in the head. I got hit in the head in '95, and that was what caused my seizures from now and a lot of my problems. I was knocked out for 2 weeks, but I used to make good money. I was an electrical engineer. We did motors and transformers and generators and power supplies and stuff like that for a company out back on the East Coast. And we were like a real Pacific. Not Pacific. Specialized company. You know, we didn't do stuff that you could buy it. You couldn't.
I gotcha.
If you could buy it on the market, believe me, you were better off buying it on the market. If you came to us, we were gonna, you know, you were gonna pay out the nose for it. You know.
Yeah.
And I worked there for 14 years. You know, and I was never happy. Every time I made money. Every time I got more money, you know, I was paying the mortgage, I was paying the car, I was paying the insurance, I was paying for food, I was paying for the kids, but I could have used a few more dollars, you know. I'd get a raise, or Carla would get a raise, and that'd be a few more dollars, but geez, we could still use a few, you know, no matter how much money we made. I mean, when we first got married, we were making like 15 grand a year back in 1981. Yeah, and I mean, you know, it got us by. But when in 1995, between the two of us, we made like 165. Yeah, yeah. We were scratching as bad at 160 as we were at 15 grand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and no matter how much money we made, you know, we were still scratching.
Anytime you try to pet him,
and
really?
it was when me and Carla separated. Well, it was after I got hit in the head. I started, you know, why, you know, and when we separated, I sat there and I gave away everything that I had. If Carla and the kids didn't want it, I gave it to somebody who did, you know.
Yeah.
And, I gave away a lot of shit. I gave away a van that only had about maybe 11,000 miles on it, you know. I gave away, you know, just everything. If they didn't want it, it got shipped off to the Salvation Army or AMVETS or Goodwill, and or given to, you know, people that I knew. And they all thought I was crazy. They actually thought when I gave away the van, because I'd been giving away a lot of stuff, but I never explained it to them, and they thought I was going to commit suicide, because people who commit suicide give away their stuff. And so I come home one night, and they're all down in I'm living in the basement at this point. We have a little mother-in-law apartment down in our basement. And I'm living down there, and I come home one night, and they're all down in the basement waiting for me, you know. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And Benjamin Brothers, why are you going to kill yourself? And I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? He goes, you're giving all your stuff away, and people that kill themselves give their stuff away. I said, no, I'm getting rid of the bullshit in my life. And while I'm at it, I'm going to get the BS out of my name. And I said, and you guys been calling me a troll and saying I stink of Truly. Well, when you take the BS out of Bill Soder, what do you get? Come on, Ben. And he's sitting there thinking, and I says, ill odor. What better name for a troll? This smells like patchouli. So after that, I became ill odor. Ill odor the troll.
Dude,
and,
you're right. I'm gonna go to lunch.
Okay.
This is my my lunch date right here. These two lovely ladies. Can you say your name for the record? We're almost. Hey, this is perfect. We only.
Ill odor the troll, or better known, legally Bill Soder.
I like ill odor.
Yeah, I like ill odor. Either that or Brother Dingling. Brother Dingling of the Holy Rolling Order of Bicycle Trolls.
Well, Brother Dingling, thanks a lot, man.